Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bing and I hope you're doing well today. In this video, I'll be taking us on a tour of the lovely and peaceful Japanese friendship garden in Balboa Park and reflecting on my time studying abroad in Tokyo, Japan. So this is part of a series. After China, I decided to study abroad in Japan, and it was a really fun experience. The first big shift from China to Japan was that I dyed my hair from purple to pink. I wanted to be bubblegum pink instead of like this lavender that I was in China, and I feel like it was really fitting, if not a little bit quirky. And I had landed in Japan and I had already had plans to meet a friend that I had met studying abroad in China, and we literally first day went out all night. So I got to the dorms and then went out to the bars in Shibuya, and we went, this is before even orientation. I think we went to the gay area, because obviously, and I think we went to this drag bar, and it was a weekday, so it was kind of not as packed. It was kind of empty. The first club we went to was super empty, but the bar was kind of popping. It was this tiny place, and the drag queen who was entertaining and serving people was super fun, and the businessmen or the kaishain were buying shots and doing karaoke. It was super funny. I had a huge culture shock going from China to Japan, because the cultures are so different. There are no rules on the streets of China. There are so many rules on the streets in Japan, in Tokyo. And people are quiet in Tokyo and polite and afraid of, talking. They're always sumimasen, sumimasen. And it's just not like that in China. So it took me a bit to respect the road rules and to adjust to this new culture. We had orientation at my university, International Christian University, very international, not very Christian. I joined the circles, which are not super intense clubs, but more casual, social, hobby-based organizations. I was in a cappella, and I was also participating in lacrosse, and everybody was super fun and welcoming and cool, and I hung out with them outside of our circle stuff. And I heard from other people that were studying at other universities that it was really not like that. At other universities, at Sophia or Waseda, the Japanese students aren't as welcoming. Maybe they're shy, that's a possibility, but there's just a lot of exclusion, I think, and it's just difficult being a gaijin, a foreigner. I took some classes, I did not go to them, or was asleep in them, and I think, that's just how it goes. Even the Japanese students were asleep in the classes. You work really hard in Asia, you work really hard in high school, so you don't really do stuff in university, and your university kind of status gets you into your next job. So you just have fun in uni. I was also interning at this nonprofit. It was about international development, but the person in charge was kind of too old and frail and just a bit out of touch, and maybe I'm also out of touch, but we just had no instruction or stuff to seriously work on. And I had a friend in this internship that I got really close to, and we went out all the time, and we also hung out with the people in his house. There are a lot of like I don't know if they're called share houses, but like a lot of people living in one house with lots of rooms, and it's kind of fun. It's just like a lot of different people from all over the world kind of partying all the time, and it was really convenient to like go out with him like to the bars and his housemates, and then like also crash at his place, and then like get myself back to Mitaka because Mitaka was really far. Things in Japan are they were expensive, especially in comparison to China at that time. I don't know how it is now. I think that the USD is pretty strong compared to the yen these days, but that's just like, you know, currency's always fluctuating. The value of things are always fluctuating. I did get a scholarship from the university, which was pretty cool. I think it was like 2,000 yen per month, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't remember, but it was really nice to have a little extra money, because I have no concept of money, especially back then, because I was just hopping around, and it was really nice to be able to pay for the metro, which does add up because you're like taking the bus to the metro, and the metro you have to take an hour anywhere because Tokyo is really, really big. I spent a lot of time in Shibuya, of course, and Harajuku, and we ate a lot. Some of my favorite foods are omurice, which we also had in Kyoto, and I also kind of lived off of 7-Eleven. Again, we were both broke college students, so we lived off of 7-Eleven microwavable meals, and I think it's called the shokudo. It's like the canteen, but the food gets really repetitive and boring, and then you kind of don't have any vegetables over there, so there's some bowel movement issues. I also went to like Yokohama and Hakone and Kyoto. I liked all of these places. We did the cup noodle factory, ramen factory, made and designed our own cup noodles, and did the Ferris wheel, and did the Pokemon store in Yokohama. In Kyoto, we did all of the, you know, touristy stuff, Inari Shrine and the bamboo forest, and we hiked a mountain, and we went to, I think it's Kinkakuji and Ryoanji, which was really cool because I learned about it in school. And we also went to Hakone mainly for the onsens because it was winter, but we also did it was like the big lake, and there was like the stinky sulfur mountains with the black egg, Owakudani, I think it was called. We always did like nomu hodai and tabe hodai, which is all you can drink and all you can eat, and we would bring in our own beefeater gin and get super, super drunk and do all night karaoke. And I think that's just what you got to do for studying abroad, because, you know, you're with a bunch of, you know, random people, and you're in a random place, and what are you going to do? You're not going to go to school. That's ridiculous. I think I'm sure I talked about this in my past video, but it's the social dynamics in and abroad are just always so interesting, because, you know, you want to be friends because you're kind of like in this super strange situation alone, and then everybody becomes friends, and then everybody falls out, and then everybody becomes friends with new people. So that's kind of what happens. And I'm really grateful that I always have like friends outside of the main study abroad group, so I'm not just like, okay, I'm going to class with these people, I'm living with these people, I'm eating with these people, I'm hanging out with these people, like I have other people. But yeah, we had a good time, but there was definitely a lot of drama. There's just like, you know, people just don't know how to handle themselves. People don't know how to resolve conflict. People don't know how to take accountability. It's a young age. We're all, you know, irresponsible and like both loud and obnoxious American children, essentially. And yeah, I think it was really fun. I used to also go on some dates with this guy, and it was really interesting because like he was a really interesting guy, like I think for a Japanese guy, and I'm like an interesting girl, so we talked and we went on a couple dates and it was nice, but like nothing really like came out of it. But it was really interesting at the end of our finals, because he was in one of my classes. At the end of our finals, like I'm with all these loud American frat bros who are like, oh, let's freaking shotgun, like let's go, you know. And like we like make eye contact and we just like smile and nod at each other, like, okay, we acknowledge that we had a good time, but we're different and we're going our separate ways. Yeah, Japan is such a beautiful place and people are very, very polite and kind. I would get like literally blackout like every single day. I did it in China too. I honestly did it in France too. But I like lost my entire wallet and I went to the police station and they had ironed out all of my like physical bills of yen, which is so incredible. Like after a rainy day, like all of my stuff is there and like it's even better than when I had drunkenly dropped it outside of McDonald's. I actually didn't go to the club that much. The clubs are super expensive, just like the drinks. We went to this huge club. I think it was called Ageha, and I think I went to a club in Shibuya once, and it was fun. Like we went for Halloween. We had a big day. Like Halloween's crazy in Japan. Like it's such a wild time. People are insane. But yeah, it's just like karaoke is really the way to go, and izakaya is the way to go. Like get a group of friends, make a night of it, stand around in the street in front of a 7-Eleven and like yell at people, and that's how you make friends. I love Japan. If I could go back, I think I would. I mean, obviously I would go back with more money. I would go and do the Shinkansen because I wasn't able to do that, and I'd go to Osaka and like the north more. I feel like I would just do more. It's hard to be like studying and having to go to some classes and having to like work a little, even though I really wasn't doing much. But you're still tied down. You can't be like, you know, traveling. Yeah, so that was my time in Tokyo, Japan. I hope you enjoyed hearing about it, and I'd love to hear about your favorite Japanese food or cultural insight, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.